My name's Logan Ireland. I am a staff sergeant in the United States Air Force.
And I'm Laila Ireland. I'm a retired Army veteran. Like a lot of modern day couples, we met online.
It's very rare that you find that person that totally completes you.
He's still learning though. Still learning.
Relationships are a learning process.
My brother, myself, and my youngest sister, we were all in the military, and so coming out to my parents as trans was a really tough thing to go through. I understood that it wasn't just about me transitioning, it was about everyone around me transitioning.
Growing up in Texas, I always liked women, and kind of the label was, oh, well, they're a lesbian, obviously. But it didn't fit right with me, that label. I was the worst lesbian. Plaid everywhere, which...
Plaid everywhere.
It hasn't changed
Same
much.
thing.
Logan didn't actually come to me and say, oh, you know, by the way, Mom, I'm transgender. He came home one time and his voice was getting deeper, and he just explained to me that it was allergies. I had to call him out on the carpet. I was like, yeah, no, I'm your mom. I know what's going on.
It's complicated, but President Trump tweeted out that transgender people should not be allowed to serve in the military. Though at the time they were just tweets, it then got to be a memo sent directly to the Pentagon.
As a veteran who served in the military as a trans person, reading those tweets was devastating for people like us.
So I remember when Ellen tweeted this, we should be grateful to the people who wish to serve, not turn our backs on them. Banning transgender people is hurtful, baseless, and wrong. Those words speak volumes, you know, to our community, to the military, and how we need to come together.
Anybody that meets any of our trans military members, they would not even question if they are fit to serve our country.
And it feels really disheartening for a president to not have our back when I would give my life for him, and I would give my life for anybody in this country.
Please welcome Laila and her husband, Staff Sergeant Logan. First of all, thank you so much for being here, and it's just so brave of you to first of all, to serve the country, and then to be not supported like this, and to come out and I admire you so much, because it's really tough when people just don't understand. So let's be clear. So you were born a man.
Yes.
You were born a female.
Correct.
Okay. And how long ago did you start your transitions, each of you?
So I started my transition in 2012. I joined the military in 2004. You know, it was a really difficult time. I was still serving under Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but I was able to be a part of that repeal. But the repeal did not include trans service members. Mm-hmm. So during my transition, my physical changes started happening. It was really prevalent. And my leadership called me into the commander's office and asked me, they handed me a piece of tissue paper, and asked me to remove the makeup from my face to prove that I wasn't wearing any. And I wiped it, there was nothing. So it was really difficult for me.
So for you, it was not. And for you, it was a different experience, right?
It was slightly different. So I joined the military in 2010 for education benefits initially. You know, I felt like a hamster going in the wheel every day at work and throughout college. And I wanted to serve in the military, so I enlisted in the Air Force. Mm-hmm. I started my medical transition in 2012. And from there, I was able to live more authentically, though I couldn't out myself to my leadership, because that could potentially be writing my discharge.
Right. So you met President Obama, right?
Yes, that was a really humbling and exciting experience to represent not just us, but the trans military community as a first actively serving trans couple, to stand with him and smile and take those pictures. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I said that in the intro, I don't think people understand that there are over 15,000 transgender people serving in the military. And that is, like I say, it's a selfless act. It's for someone to want to do it in the first place and then to not be supported. What does that feel like to have the support of your unit, but not to have the support of the president?
You know, when I got back from my deployment in Afghanistan in 2015, I served as male the entire time I was in Afghanistan without fault or failure. And it was amazing. I had a fun time, ironically, in Afghanistan. And when I got back home to my home station, my leadership saw that I was male and they wanted to do unto me the best possible thing. So they let me go by all male regs and standards. So I was allowed to wear male dress blues and grow out this horrible mustache and just live more authentically day in and day out. And by my leadership doing that, that resonated throughout the entire military. And that is what kind of spearheaded what we now know as the policy.
Right. So, but for the most part, you are supported, and everybody you work with and are on the field with, everybody, no one has a problem with it. Your mom is in the audience right now. Hi, Mom. How are you? It's amazing when watching that tape piece how completely cool you were with it. Like, a lot of people would not understand that a mom would be that cool and just go, no, I know what's going on. Like, you were just so fine.
Who wouldn't be proud to have a son live as normal a life and to be honest with themselves, you know, as Logan and Laila?
That's what a mom should do, yes. 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 That's what a mom should do, but not everybody. Some people just have their own set ideas of what their children should be, and the fact that you love Logan for who Logan is, and that's amazing. And your family is supportive as well, right?
Yeah, so we are very fortunate as trans folks in the community to come from both very supportive and loving families. My family they proven that to me by, it was my birthday. I had just moved from San Antonio to Hawaii, and they took me out for my birthday, brought me back home, and they set this cake in front of me in the living room and sung happy birthday, and they said to turn the cake around. And it was the first time that I saw my chosen name on the cake. And so it made me feel that things are able to change, and I was actually loved by the family that I needed at that time.
Yeah. It means everything. It means everything to be validated for, you know, just being who you are, that your family says, I love you and I support you. It's everything. It's all that matters. Yeah. I know you said you've been together since 2012.
Yes.
And you've been married a little over a year. I know you want to adopt a child. That's been put on hold because depending on what this decision is that the president does, you may be out of a job and you're worried about money. So it's a really tough thing to decide to adopt a child right now. Shutterfly loves helping people tell their inspiring stories, and they want to give you a check for $25,000 to help you.